David, it's all right with you. I'll pass over the reins and you guys can take it from here with our special guest, Spencer Mercy.
Yeah, we are very lucky to be joined by Spencer here in today's webinar. Many of you might know him. Spencer's from Brilliant Setups. Brilliant Setups is one of the third-party partners in our marketplace. Spencer's been working on BD sites for a long time, going back to 2019, maybe even earlier. Lots of experience working with lots of BD website owners, not just with basic website setup, but also going into the member's journey and kind of helping put together a more full and holistic sort of business plan for directory and membership websites. And so we're lucky to be joined by Spencer today. He's put together a presentation for us focused on a specific case study, but tying into just some simple strategies to help increase member signups and the overall health of a membership business. So Spencer, thanks for joining us. I'll pass the reins over to you.
Yeah, no problem. Nice to meet everybody. And thank you, David and Jason, for having me today.
All right. Yeah, it's super great to have you here, Spencer. Excited for what you have to present for us today.
Yeah, no problem. Like David and Jason are saying, it's nice to meet everybody. My name is Spencer Mercy. I'm the founder and senior strategist here at Brilliant Setups. We're really proud to say that 100% of our clients run their businesses on the Brilliant Directory platform. A lot of things that we help with is the strategy before the implementation and building out your Brilliant Directory website, or if you've launched and you're not getting that traffic or members signing up and focusing more on that buyer journey, which we'll talk a little bit about today, we help focus on those things as well. We do offer, we are a full stack agency, so we do have, a team of developers and also a marketing team to help out as well. And anyone who's really looking to just get some quick website setups, we fall into that as well. So today, what I wanted to talk about is just some simple strategies to help increase signups and sales and ultimately leads for your Brilliant Directory website. We have a client here called the Alternative Pain Treatment Directory. And the owner of the Alternative Pain Treatment Directory, her name is Cindy Perlin. Cindy Perlin has been an alternative pain treatment practitioner for a very, very long time. She has a whole career in this field. And for those who don't know what alternative pain treatment is, it's really another avenue for people who are wanting to get help without having to go through pharmaceuticals. So throughout her career in this field, she's built up a very big, extensive network of alternative pain treatment professionals and vendors. And working in this industry as well, they identified a problem. And the problem is that many alternative pain treatment practitioners and vendors often get their services or products banned on other platforms just because it's not widely accepted yet. And, that's big pharma has a big play in that. So the opportunity for Cindy to launch a Brilliant Directory website was that she identified that need to create a space where you could find alternative pain treatment professionals and products, hence why she launched the Alternative Pain Treatment Directory. So we'll just take a quick look at her website here. So when you click into her website on her homepage, a couple of things you can kind of notice, David and Jason, everyone, is right off the bat, it's not immediately just throwing people into a search. It's more on educating them on what the brand is, the value that she's providing, and the type of content people can expect to find. I know working with a lot of Brilliant Directory owners, a lot of times, they have their site set up, but if you go to the homepage, it's a search at the top, then it's streaming articles and then streaming some members. But when you're a new brand and people don't really know who you are, what it is you do, it's important that you're able to persuade that on your homepage and tell that story so that people don't have to go in and figure it out. Because if they have to go in and figure it out, the chances of them searching around the site or continue searching or learning more, it's very minimal. So it's always good here to use this space to talk first about what your site is and what it is you do and the problems you're solving and making that connection with your audience. And then if you scroll down just a bit, you can see she has a search and a couple of information of articles below that.
And if you could just want to interrupt you for a second, Spencer, can we go back to her slide with the, like a who, what, or So she was already working in this industry. And
Correct.
Okay, I feel like most people's directory journeys start with, they're familiar with an industry and, they work in the industry and they see there's an opportunity or there's a problem or a bottleneck that they could resolve with the directory, with two things, like helping to promote or the professional or give more visibility to the professionals, and also helping to attract consumers or end users who need the services of those professionals. Is that kind of what what I was reading here?
That's exactly right. Exactly. Yeah. She's been she started this business in the industry that she works in, because over the many years being able to identify that problem. And I know a lot of BD owners, they start businesses in their industries as well.
I just bring focus to what I've noticed as far as successful directory sites. The more niche or targeted your market is, the easier it is to connect with that market, because they can see themselves and envision themselves on your website, and it's a lot easier to speak to that audience. And what I'm seeing here, and I only took a look at this site like before the webinar, you kind of shared it with us, but is that kind of the way she's positioned this directory site is that niche market?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. So she only focuses on alternative pain treatment. She doesn't venture out of that, but she does have a couple of personas that she talks to, which we'll jump into here in a second.
And just last thing, you showed us her homepage. If you want to show her homepage on, so before she started working with you guys, like what was the focus of her homepage? I know you mentioned not having search modules and stuff, but what's the difference between how it was and what you helped her do?
Exactly. Yeah. So when we started working with Cindy a couple of years ago, it was exactly like the search at the top and then the streaming content, and it wasn't really educating people a lot on what her brand is about. So we help curate an experience and content that goes with that to talk about what her business is. And that's a lot of what we helped her with for this page.
Gotcha. And just to say, like, that doesn't necessarily mean for other sites having a search on there is a bad thing. It's just, it depends on the market you're in.
Exactly. Right. And it does take some strategy and tweaking to figure out what's the best way for you.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. This just from looking at the homepage, it looks text heavy to me, but I can understand that someone looking for, something medical like alternative pain treatment, they're going to want to kind of absorb as much information as possible. So I can see how in this market, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's educating again. So moving to one of the strategies here is when we were working with Cindy, she really wanted to have a $50 to $60 a month payment subscription. But in this industry, from what we learned, that it's really hard, and we're receiving some resistance from practitioners from signing up at that price point. So we worked with her on figuring out what's a way that we can, one, get to that price point, but still have a way for people to technically get their foot in the door. And the strategy that we worked with was, one, people can sign up as a practitioner for $25 a month and list their services as an alternative pain treatment practitioner, or they can sign up as a vendor and list their products. And once we kind of had your foot in the door and you start becoming more familiar with the brand and you start becoming familiar with the content and the audience, it's much easier for us to kind of upsell you to that $50 or $60 monthly subscription mark, because some practitioners, they do have products, so they do want to start advertising that on the site, or vendors do offer services, they want to start marketing those on the site as well. So that was one. So that was a way that we were able to hit that $50 to $60 price point, was upselling people over time once we kind of got them in. So another thing that I wanted to say that we helped with, that I also wanted to touch base on, was that I know a lot of challenges Brilliant Directory owners face is there's a lot of value that Brilliant Directory offers, and a lot of things that features and that the platform can do. So on the pricing page, a lot of times when we see directory sites, it's on the pricing page, it's either a nice hero image and then, straight to the membership plans. And there's no real connection being built there. When people are trying to make a buying decision, they really want to understand that you know who they are and that you're able to make that connection between their pain points and the benefits. So on Cindy's join page, we worked with her to get this video up with her brand in the background, with her camera on, her talking, introducing herself, telling her story of who she is and her journey as an alternative pain treatment practitioner. And then here on the text, we focused on the why and the problems that she's solving and making that connection between the pain points that practitioners or vendors have, because a lot of times, like we said before, they get banned off other platforms. So we wanted to make that connection here before just, throwing the membership plans kind of in their face. So we really hone in on that. And then down here, we talk about the plans. And here you can see we do have that $25 a month just to get people started on the website.
So at the top there, I noticed that it's all text, but what you've done is you've highlighted benefits rather than just telling them what they're going to get. Like, you get to choose 10 categories. You get to have your phone number. So speak to that a bit on how you chose these as the benefits to highlight up here.
Right. So a lot of times, and especially with brands that just launched, it's important to talk up and face on the benefits that people get, kind of like what Jason was saying, and not the features that your site can do. It's kind of like selling the sizzle, not the steak. And when doing the sales journey, you're trying to paint a picture in someone's head of what their life would kind of be like if they were to move forward with your product. And so instead of saying, list your phone number, list your email, do massive reach and how we promote the directory and doing those targeted connections here. So it's more about those benefits that people can relate to. And then once you've kind of honed in on that, down here on the plans, we start focusing more on the features that people can get and what they unlock on different tiers.
And have you guys, so the $25 is the entry level. I noticed you're not offering a free listing. Was there a free listing offered prior, or was it always like you needed to pay for at least a nominal membership?
Yeah, so it was always paid to sign up. There was never a free option, though. To that point, when you offer a free membership, I think that the importance that a free membership plan can be for those who are thinking about doing it is more about getting someone's foot in the door, so you can then nurture them to your paid content, to your paid features, and giving them time to build that relationship. So if you're a new brand, if the only way that I can build a relationship with you is by paying you to sign up to the website, it's really hard for me to want to do that, especially if I don't know who you are or what your brand does, or I'm not 100% clear on that. So having a way that either have a free membership plan or a lead magnet that people can download that you then, send out newsletters to, those are really good strategies to start nurturing people to your paid content.
Then when we were talking before, you haven't really mentioned it here, but the business journey, what'd you call it? The business journey?
The buyer journey, yeah.
The buyer journey. Buyer journey. So just outline the buyer journey. I know you showed us different pages here, but what's the goal of the buyer journey here? And then what would be the goal of a buyer's journey when there's a free membership plan?
So the goal of the buyer's journey is...
Let me rephrase this. Sorry, the pathway of a buyer's journey with a free membership plan.
The pathway of the buyer's journey with a free membership plan normally starts with a landing page that focuses again on the pain points that someone is experiencing to the benefits that they get with signing up with your to your website. And once you have that, it's really about keeping their attention and continue to market to them either through email automation or you do a discovery call with them. And really in the beginning, it's about building that relationship. Then once you've done that and you've sent them a few emails, you've met with a potential member looking to sign up, then you can start focusing on the paid content and offering those chances for them to get in on those things.
Gotcha. I think that's what I wanted to hear is when you have a free membership plan, just waiting for somebody to upgrade on their own is probably going to be hard. It's going to be a long time waiting. But if you build in the fact that you're planning on that free sign up, and as we just showed, I think it was Steven, he wanted to add some buttons in his dashboard on things that he can offer or sell to them, just making that part of the journey, and not just waiting for a membership plan upgrade. I think more people will have success with that type of buyer's journey when you offer a free membership plan.
Right. And one thing I also wanted to add was if you do offer a free membership plan and you do, create either newsletters that you're sending out, or you do have an email nurture sequence you're using, if you're able to actually have a way for people to book calls with you and meet with you and talk to you, that also speeds up the buying process because people want that relationship.
Gotcha. All right. Great.
Yeah. And so the next thing that we also focused on with her was the type of content that's being added to the website. So we all know that Brilliant Directories offers a lot of different great features. You can add events, you can add articles, coupon shops, the list goes on and on. But if you don't have coupons, if you don't have events to promote, you don't want to be listing those on your website because you don't want to have users who click in on those tabs, either if you have them in the header or on the homepage, and there's no results or there's only one results, right? It's not really giving the great experience. So we always recommend that you find 2 to 3 post types that you can really hone in on and focus on giving a great experience and do that instead of listing out all the different things that a Brilliant Directory website can do. And that's what we worked with Cindy here, is figuring out what are those post types. And like you said earlier, Jason, in this industry, it's a lot about educating and kind of content. So articles was a really great way for her to help promote her website. So one thing that Cindy does is also have an article that gets added every week. And these articles aren't just randomly picked, but she figures out kind of what is trending in the industry, what are people talking about. And for people who don't know maybe how to find out that information, there's a lot of platforms out there, one of them being Moz.com. And those platforms can tell you that they use search engines and as they pull SEO to tell you what is trending and what keywords are being used a lot and what location and what area or what time. So that's a great way to figure out what's some content that I want to publish on my site that I can help kind of boost either the traffic or get more clicks to my site. So Cindy does that through blogs. Another way she utilizes Brilliant Directories is we've kind of renamed the community articles page to Inspiring Stories, where she talks about practitioners who had a really great experience with a client, and she wants to promote that experience for her users and getting people to be more familiar with these types of practitioners and alternative pain treatment. So she does these every couple of months or so. But you can see that, articles, she is really good at keeping those going every week. The next thing to kind of that I also wanted to touch base on was how she promotes her members. Now, this is 100% Cindy. We did not help her with this part, but Cindy, being a professional in an industry that she's been working in, she's and getting that network that she has, she is able to kind of flex her social media followers and also the newsletters that she sends out and using that to help sell the brand as well. So she's laser focused on using newsletters and social media to help promote her members and the products that they sell. And a couple of things with newsletter send outs that we helped her with is if you're sending out a newsletter, it's not about cramming the brand in someone's face, but showing that you're the expert in the industry and building that trust and slowly getting them into the door. And that's exactly what Cindy does. And her newsletters that she sends out every month is really just content that people want to read. And as you go down the newsletter, you'll see that she has articles and blogs that go back to her website. They're always going back to the website. And when you click on an article, you can see this experience that we helped her build up is she has blogs that I can also click on. She has banner ads on the sidebar she uses. And in the article itself, there are backlinks and links to other articles and videos that someone would want to read and watch. And another thing is like search engines really like this because they want to give sites that produce the best user experience, produce the most content. So Cindy and what we've been working with her, we've done a really good job at trying to give that experience and that synergy that people feel. The next thing also kind of going on what I said about social media. So Cindy does have a pretty massive following on LinkedIn. And every week she's promoting products and her professionals. So when she posts a social media ad, she always has a link about a product that goes back to her website. It always goes back to her website, back to where I can click on other products or other articles. Again, the ads, and then there's more information. It's not just the description that's about the product, but reviews that someone might have had on the product or other products that are related to the one that I'm looking at. And also, again, the benefits of what that product is. So we really helped her kind of focus in on that synergy of what the linking is going to be. And I wanted to show another one that she does for the professionals. So she also creates articles for different types of alternative pain treatments. This article here is about therapeutic massage and, best types of therapeutic massages for chronic relief. And if you just scroll down here, you'll see that she links out back to her website for professionals. So I can see there's almost over 130 professionals on her site that focus in on this type of therapeutic massage. And again, it's just great to see this because it's constantly promoting her members, her products. And when she does meet with potential professionals or vendors that are looking to sell, again, connecting with them, these are things that she uses when she's talking to people. She shows them the social media posts. She shows them the newsletter. She shows them the followers. She shows them the site, the experiences that she's giving. So it really helps for someone who's interested in signing up to see that and start building that connection and ultimately having me trust her that she's going to help me promote myself and my products.
Yeah, just to side, we've done webinars on spotlighting members and how valuable that is for the site. And if you're just starting out, you don't necessarily need permission to do a spotlight article on a person or a company. That's basically what newspapers and magazines do all the time. But if you write something favorable for somebody in the industry or an up-and-comer in the industry, you share that on social media, they're going to help aggregate that to their followers and so on. And it's a really great way to, one, make someone feel special, but that spotlight article is going to catch the interest of someone else who's going to say, hey, how do I get a spotlight article on this site? So the benefits are they're just perpetuating benefits when you do spotlight or highlight articles on your members and professionals, because you not only have assets for marketing, but it's bringing people back to your site. You're creating interest in people who may want to advertise on your site or pay for a spotlight article or just request a spotlight article. So I just see massive, massive benefits for kind of the strategy that she's doing. And then I just had a question, like, email newsletters, articles she's adding to her site, the LinkedIn post. Do you have like a rough idea of how many hours a week or how many people are on her team helping her do all this stuff? Or is it just her?
Yeah. So it's about a few hours a week, and writing the articles, getting them ready for the next week, and just being ahead of the curve on a lot of things. One thing is when defining in your industry and with this, it's sometimes kind of like tweaking what's going to work in my industry and what's not going to work and learning from that. and seeing not just from the tweaking, but not spending hundreds of hours on the wrong thing, I think is important to know as well.
Gotcha. So it's more routine based now.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying, okay.
Exactly. And it takes time to kind of figure these things out. It's not just, oh, I'm going to do articles and that's my solution, right? Again, it's about tweaking and figuring out what's the best for your brand in the industry that you're in.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like a nice, clean system she's got going here. She's, the homepage is good, the pricing, and then she's got a system for promoting content that also helps to bring people back to the site and makes her like an industry expert. It seems very effortless, but I'm sure there's a ton of work that has gone into this infrastructure.
Yes, yeah, she's been on Brilliant Directories for a few years now. So it's been really good going on that journey and learning this with her and seeing the success she's having now with her Brilliant Directory website.
And has she done like a tremendous amount of like custom design work on the site, or did most of your effort with her go towards like like you said, the buyer's journey and the content and the marketing ideas?
So a lot of this was the buyer's journey. This site, I would say, is about 95% default Brilliant Directories. There's not a lot that's customized. Like this homepage is really using the custom content blocks and putting the text in there. But a lot of this is just default Brilliant Directories.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know that too.
Yeah. Well, I guess with everything, for those who really want to learn more, we do have a free sales video course on buyer journeys that deep dives more into these topics that we went over today. All you need to do is go to www.brilliantsetups.com/go, and that's going to take you here to this video course we have. It's a free course. Anyone can take it, and you can watch it at your own pace. There's no expiration or anything like that. And again, we deep dive more on a lot of these topics. Or if people who want to meet with me and go over their sites more one-on-one and kind of pick my brain on some things, you can feel free to book a call with me at the link below that, which is brilliantsetups.com/discovery-call.
All right. Thank you so much for that. That was amazing. Let me get my bearings here as well. Thank you, Spencer. That was super informative. And nice to know that, a lot of this stuff is just creating a routine and figuring out a system that works for your market. Let me grab the controls here again.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Spencer. That was a great presentation. We actually do have a few questions that were asked in the live YouTube chat, if you don't mind us firing off a few quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, go into the vendors. So there were the practitioners, and then there were also vendors on this specific site. Isaac was asking, were the vendors assigned to a top-level category, or did you leave them uncategorized so that they wouldn't interfere with practitioner searches? Or are they just two separate top categories? How did that work?
Great question. Yeah, so they're two separate top-level categories. The vendors have their own membership plan, and the practitioners have theirs. So it's two separate top-level categories.
Excellent. And then also staying on the vendors, do you know which post type was used for their products? Was it the products post type or the classifieds?
It's the products post type.
Excellent. Very simple. Just a couple last ones here. Gray Vision was asking what was the process for identifying the pain points, and then also how to figure out the messaging in terms of the benefits that the website provides. Was that mostly just from her experience within the industry? Did some other research go into that?
Right. So if you are a professional and you're starting a directory site in your industry, it for you it might be very simple to see those type of pain points and what people are going through to define what's the solution to this. Kind of like what Cindy did with the directory, because professionals and vendors couldn't have platforms to post their content on. So working with her, because she was the expert in the industry, using her knowledge in the industry and our strategies going through the buyer journey, we were able to create and touch on those pain points in a way that hits an emotional effect on people when they read it so they can better understand it. If you're starting a directory in an industry you're not familiar with, I think a couple of pointers you want to look at is, what are other companies in this industry doing that's working for them? What are my competitors doing? And ultimately, what is the problem that you're trying to solve with your directory site?
I think those are some great tips for people who might not be quite as deeply embedded within a certain industry that they're creating a website for. Last question here. Do you know what the rough share was in terms of the different marketing avenues that were taken for the site, whether it was organic search, PPC ad campaigns, social media?
Kind of going back to Sydney's credit, having her extensive network, she does use LinkedIn. Like, she has a lot of followers on LinkedIn that she posts regularly to get clicks back to the site. SEO, like I said before, with articles, it's good. SEO is, kind of a long-term play. And if SEO is the avenue you want to go down, I highly recommend checking out sites like moz.com to do that. She did do some social media marketing on like Facebook, which is where a lot of her professionals are also on, but she's seeing a lot of the success through LinkedIn. So it was a little bit of both, but more heavily through LinkedIn and the newsletters that she sends out.
Great stuff. Thank you so much again for the really in-depth presentation here. I think it's going to be a great resource for a lot of users. And I think those were all the questions we had for you from the YouTube.
Awesome.